So I thought today I was gonna make my own number system. So I guess one way I could start is with a zero to represent zero. And then for one, I'll I'll just do the Roman numeral for one, which is I. Then for two, I could use the letter two. For three, I could I'm gonna use the Roman numeral for three, but it's gonna be on its side. Then now we got four, and I'm just gonna write 22. 2 times 2 is 4. Now we got 5, which is of course V in the Roman numerals. Then 6 is 2 times 3, so we have a 2, then a that. We got our 6 there. Now the next is 7, which I'm just gonna represent with a 7. Now 8. 8 is 3 twos, I'm pretty sure. 3 twos. Then we got 9. 9 is 2 of these. Then another one. And that is how we would represent 9. Now 10. What would 10 be? 10 would be a 2 and a 5, I'm pretty sure. A 2 and a 5. Now at some point, if you're using like letters and stuff to represent the prime numbers, eventually there are infinite prime numbers. So if you keep on doing this, you're gonna run out of prime numbers eventually. Now, if you want to like have, let's say you want this number, and then it just like keeps going. It's just like it's just a bunch of random string of numbers for like forever. And it, well, not forever, but an arbitrarily large number. Like, is there any way to represent a really large number in the smallest amount of space possible? Now, if you try using binary, if you just go 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1 forever, that's gonna take up a lot of space. That is gonna take up like so much space if you're having this really large number, because each of those is gonna have its own like string of ones and zeros to represent it. So that's going to be a really long string of zeros, whereas each thing in the decimal is times by 10 times by 10 times by 10. This times by 2 times by 2. So this is still going to be a really long, it's going to be actually a lot longer in decimal, so not decimal. Now, if you use this system, you're gonna run out of prime, like, unless you come up with a symbol to represent every prime number, that this system is not going to work. So what if you just have a symbol for for every single number. That would you have like A, B, I don't know what, but you just come up with more and more symbols to represent each like for, like to represent each letter. I mean number. So, if we wanted to represent this really big number, we would just go like, oh yes, that is of course this, and you just have to memorize that this symbol refers to this really large number. Now, how would anyone remember that? If you're remembering every possible number's symbol, all the way up to whatever this is, that's going to be pretty difficult. I don't want to have to remember all that. Now, the decimal is kind of like in between, because you got your 10 symbols, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, all of those, and it's not that difficult to remember them. I mean, I know all of the numbers. I'm pretty sure. I know 7. I definitely know 7. 7 is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Did I say that 6 times or 7 times? 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. That's what 7 is. So obviously, I think the worst way you could do it would either be this way, where you represent this really, really large number with just, oh, yep, that's that. Or you could just do it like this. You could just, oh no, that's a 2. You could just have it, oh, here's 1, then this is 2, and this is 3, and at that point, this really large number would be like so difficult to represent, even though this system would be clearly the easiest to memorize. This system being the hardest to memorize, both are pretty terrible, because this would take up the most space, and this would be impossible to memorize. So, whatever number system you're using, it has to be possible for someone to memorize all of the symbols, and also it should be able to represent large numbers in a certain amount of space. This is obviously more towards the easy to memorize, because it's just ones and zeros. Those are the only two symbols you need to memorize. Then you got this, which you would have to make a new symbol for every prime number, and then this, which you would have to make a new symbol for every number. So here, really tough to memorize, but be able to represent really large numbers easily, and really easy to memorize, but impossible to write down large numbers. And then here you have in the middle.